Today I'm traveling to the Austin, Texas Airport, where we'll check out the airport before boarding a flight and flying to Dallas-Fort Worth. I'll explain why later in the video. Oh, and I'll show you the parking incident in the parking garage, all caught on my windshield-mounted GoPro camera. Let's head to Austin. I live in Central Texas, around 100 miles from Austin, and 150 or so from Dallas-Fort Worth. The Austin Airport is an easy drive for me thanks to rural, mostly 4-lane highways with speed limits of 75 miles per hour and a toll road east of Austin with a speed limit of 80 miles per hour. About 30 miles into the drive, we enter a short section of Interstate 14 through Killeen, Texas, before exiting to loop around most of the southwest side of Killeen. This road takes us past the Killeen-Fort Hood Regional Airport. There are commercial flights out of this airport, but most are regional and intended to connect through larger airports. We quickly reach Highway 195, which takes us by the town of Florence and on to its intersection with Interstate 35 just north of Georgetown, Texas. We never actually merge onto I-35, but straight into the beginning of Highway 130, the previously mentioned toll road. Interestingly, we drive on 130 between Interstate 35 on the left and its access road on the right, before crossing the bridge over I-35 and finally south on 130. Highway 130, as previously mentioned, is a toll road with a speed limit of 80 miles per hour, most of the roughly 40 miles to the exit near the airport. So, what's the reason for this 100-mile drive to take a flight that is only 50 miles farther in the other direction driving? Well, I'm headed to the Austin Airport to show you the airport that I consider my home airport, then flying to DFW to collect a few airline miles. I'll spend the night in Fort Worth before exploring the Sundance Square area the next morning, and finally taking Amtrak and its Texas Eagle back to Austin in the afternoon to see what the train trip is like. And I'll be videoing the whole thing. The exit onto Highway 71 off of 130 is only about 4 miles from the airport. Taking the airport exit off of 71 and turning left under the underpass leads us directly to the airport entrance. We'll drive through the arrival area of the terminal at ground level to give you an idea of what it looks like before looping back around to park. The left 2 lanes are for through traffic, while the right lanes are for passenger pickup. The guy in the car a few cars in front of us decided the rules didn't apply to him though, and just stopped, got out, opened the car trunk, waited for his pickup to cross in traffic, gave them a hug and loaded the luggage, all while through traffic behind came to a complete stop and waited on them. We'll skip that part and head back around to park. There are 3 parking areas at Austin-Bergstrom Airport. The closest parking to the terminal is the red garage, which has covered parking for $29 a day at the time of this video. The next covered garage is the blue garage, offering $19 a day parking, and finally open economy parking at $12 a day. All parking is $5 an hour for short-term parking. Since I'll be back tomorrow, I chose the red garage and its close-in parking. Now, here's where things didn't go so well. As I pulled into the parking space, I realized that the cameras on the car that assist with parking were dirty, and I couldn't see the lines well. I opened the door, looked out, and was satisfied that I was inside the lines, but still couldn't see well enough to see how far I was from the concrete pillar in front. I decided to take a handy tissue and clean the front lens so I could see the pillar better. I took my foot off the brake, forgetting to put the car in park, and well, you can see what happened. Let's just move on and head into the terminal. By the way, the 3 rows closest to the terminal are reserved parking that can be reserved in advance for $4 additional per day. As we enter the terminal at ground level, we are at the baggage claim area. The airline ticket areas, security, and gates are on the second level. At the baggage claim area, you will see a bronze statue of Barbara Jordan, a former United States representative from Texas, who the terminal is named after. Also displayed around the baggage area are a number of colorfully decorated fiberglass guitars, meant to celebrate Austin as the live music capital of the world. The escalator ahead leads up to the west side airline ticketing and check-in area. Visible at the far end is the corridor leading to Security Checkpoint 3. Here on the west side, you will find airlines like American, United, Lufthansa, and others. A corridor connects the west side with the east side. There's another security point along this corridor that leads ticketed passengers to the gate area. On the east side, you will find airlines like Southwest, Delta, Alaska, and others, and another security checkpoint. I have already checked in for my American Airlines flight up to DFW on their app, so I'll make my way through the security checkpoint and meet you airside after clearing security. It only took a few minutes to clear security on this midweek afternoon. After clearing security, you have access to all the gates on both the east and west concourses, as well as all the shops and restaurants. I still had a couple of hours until my flight, so I decided to walk around the terminal and look at what was available to eat and get a bite to eat before my flight. The Austin Airport actually has great food choices, featuring many popular local restaurants, coffee shops, and wine bars. You'll find everything from local barbecue and burger places to pizza and sushi restaurants. Let's take a look at a few as I walk through the terminal. I decided that I wanted a burger and chose Hut's Hamburgers for my pre-flight meal. I finished eating and arrived back at Gate 23, my boarding gate, just as the Airbus A320 was arriving that would take us up to DFW. And soon it was time for boarding, and right on time, we pushed back from the gate and began taxiing for takeoff. We took off to the south and then turned back north for the flight to DFW. It was a short flight, and we would only be in the air for around 30 minutes. I was able to get a nice view of downtown Austin as we headed toward DFW. Even though this was a short flight, we were still served beverages and a bag of mixed nuts, but I ended up finishing mine later in the hotel because there just wasn't much time on the plane. I had hoped to get some video from the plane of some familiar areas around central Texas, but the weather wasn't cooperative, and it became increasingly more cloudy and stormy as we flew north. What I did get were some nice views of the clouds and distant storms. In spite of the weather, the flight itself, though, was not particularly rough. If you haven't done so, would you take a minute to subscribe to the channel? We produce new videos every week, and you don't want to miss any of them, including the second part of this video next week. After flying past DFW and turning back south for our final approach, we cleared the clouds and I was able to get some nice shots of the approach over Grapevine Lake and the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and the landing at DFW. After taxiing to the gate at Terminal B, I ordered an Uber to take me to my hotel in downtown Fort Worth. I checked into the Hampton Inn and Suites in downtown Fort Worth, across from the Fort Worth Convention Center, and about a block from the Fort Worth Central Station, where I would board my train back to Austin the next afternoon. Here's a look around my room at the Hampton Inn and Suites. I'm going to end this video here. Be sure to check out the next video where I'll set out the next morning to explore downtown Fort Worth and then board Amtrak's Texas Eagle for the train trip back to Austin. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed checking out the Austin Airport and taking the flight to DFW with me. If you enjoyed the video, would you give us a thumbs up, share it with friends, and leave us a comment to let us know what you think. Meanwhile, check out this video next for more travel fun, and don't forget to subscribe.